So the other night I was watching a high school basketball game, one of the early ones in our season here, and I was so disappointed in some behavior that I saw from a coach. This team was up by 40 points. They were in a running clock. There was about and they were close to 40 points, 30 to 40 points for most of the fourth quarter. In fact, I think it got to that right at the start of the fourth quarter, got into the 30 to 40 point range. But even up 40, running clock, about 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go, they're still pressing. Not only are they still pressing, but they are playing their starters, or the majority of the players who had played the entire game. Under 2 minutes to go, I believe it was, maybe around two. Finally, two players who had not played the entire game got into the game. And then they dropped their press off to more of a half court, where the players picked them up at half court. And I thought, are you kidding me? You've made your point. You are the superior team. Your talent level is better. Your skills are better. You have been right from the start. I mean, it got out to like a 12-2 lead right off the bat, 15-4, something like that, and they never looked back. And what are you doing? Coaches, be better than this. Now, those of you who follow me and who are watching this probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And you're probably thinking, I would never do that. I hope not. And I get it. The other team needs to get better. I remember years ago, this concept was so we were hit over the head with it when a team, I believe it was in Texas, a girls team won something like 100-0, something like that. And it's like, seriously, what are you doing? And one of the responses was, well, the other team needs to get better. I know what it's like. We were in that position a few years ago. It's like, yes, they need to get better, but they're not getting better tonight. Not against that. Are you here for kids, or are you here for your own team's record? Yeah, we all want to win, and it's nice to have blowout victories. Last night I was coaching our middle school boys team. We're into our tournament now, and we were on the positive end of one of these types of wins. This first time ever, 2 years with these boys, that we've been in a situation where we were blowing another team out. And the whole time after we'd gotten up in the 25 to 30 range, I'm thinking, okay, how can we keep this down? How can we make sure that we don't blow them out and keep, the quote unquote running up the score, while at the same time still competing, still playing basketball, still trying to do the best that we can and help them do the same. And at the very end of our game, actually, my boys have never been in this position, so they were kind of like not knowing how to handle it, not even knowing that they should handle it. One of the timeouts with about 2 minutes to go, minute and a half to go, I said, okay, we're not shooting any more threes. We'll take layups, we'll attack, and work at our game, but we're not going to shoot any more threes. And there was a look on their face, and I said, well, here's why. You've already established you're going to win, and you know that this is you're in a blowout situation now. You don't need to humiliate them anymore. You know what it's like to be on the other end of that. And oh boy, do we know what it's like to be on the other end of that. So it was a new experience for them. And then one of my boys, great kid, he would never do anything that would be disrespectful or humiliating. He gets the ball off of a rebound with 5 seconds or 4 seconds to go, takes 2 dribbles and hucks it the entire court trying to, and I give him a look like, are you kidding me? What did you do? And then I'm realizing he doesn't know. He didn't understand. He's not thinking, okay, we're shooting a 3. He's just thinking, oh, we have the ball. I'm supposed to throw it at the buzzer. And so after the game, I explained to him, and he was totally, at first he was like, I don't know what I've done, And so I was, it's fine. You didn't understand. You don't know that, but here's the deal. And I explained that to him and the entire team. And I said, in the NBA, if guys shoot, like pull up and shoot a 3 when they're up 20 or whatever, oh my gosh, it gets really heated, and it gets to be a real issue. The boys didn't even fully understand that. But the other night, high school coach who's been doing it. I think this guy's been doing it for a little while. I know he's fairly new at that school, but it seems to me he's probably been coaching for a little while. Come on now. We got to be better than this. And we need to recognize that, yeah, this is a part of sportsmanship. And I wrote about it in my book, Winning versus Sportsmanship. Why not both? It's a book that I have on my Slam Dunk Success site, as well as a presentation that I do. And, I talk about a variety of elements of sportsmanship and how they can actually work well within the concept of also trying to compete and win championships. We can have both, but I devote a section in that book and in that presentation of the concept of blowouts and ways, why we need to deal with it the way that I'm saying this coach should have, and ways to do that. And there are a variety of things that coach could have done and should have done. But the biggest one that I'm talking about today is quit pressing. So for all of you in other sports, what are blowouts in your sports, and how can they be handled in such a way that you aren't running up the score? You're not continuing to humiliate or embarrass, the opponent. Yeah, you still want to play hard, and you still want to teach your kids to play hard and help the opponent learn to continue to play hard. But so you don't play keep away. I used to do that earlier in my career. I thought I was doing the right thing, but we'll just hold the ball and play keep away. So, we don't run the score, but that's more frustrating for those teams. And so, there's a variety of ideas. Check that book out. That'll give you some ideas, or email me, and I'd be happy to talk with you about some ideas on it. But something has to be done. And I say this all the time. You as a coach need to have a plan for it when it happens. It's a great situation to be in, but then have a plan. And then teach your kids about why you want, what the plan is, and why it's important that we have a plan for this. And then make sure you do something about it. The one I struggle with is I've had friends who say, well, I'm going to get him back. If that's how they did it to us, so we're going to do it to them. No, you're not doing it to them. You're not doing it to that coach. Ultimately, you're doing it to those players. That coach is not going to get it. Oftentimes, they're not going to get, all they're going to think is, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. Okay, I'll get him back next time. I'll get her back next time. No, you're not getting her or him back. You're getting their kids. You're hurting their kids. Is that what you want to do? Of course not. So be the bigger person, be the adult here, and make sure you handle those blowout situations the way that works best for your sport. And make sure you have a plan, then handle them that way, and make sure you talk to your kids about why you do that. Because someday, many of your kids are going to coach. Well, if we coach the way that we were coached, if we can teach these types of lessons early on to our kids, then hopefully they will carry them on not only as players, but then as adults when they're coaching their kids, coaching other kids, or just being parents of kids. These are great lessons for us to learn and great lessons for us to teach. I just wish this coach would have been teaching that kind of lesson to his kids and to everybody in that gym. Hopefully you're teaching those kinds of lessons yourselves. We'll talk to you next time.